What it be, what it be, what it do, what it do. It's your host Dave with the Dave Blue Show. Tell your mama, your cousin, and your bro to like, share, and subscribe to the Dave Blue Show. We lit. Yeah! Alright, so Michigan defeats Purdue 21-16. Oof. A win is a win. A win is a win. Yeah, we'll just get into it. My post game reaction. Offensive and defensive MVPs. Yeah, that game was rough. We did not hit any of our keys for the on certain things. So the passing game, that was rough. I'd argue Bryce probably had his worst, possibly his worst game of the season, I think. Yeah. He threw for maybe like 140 or something, but he had an interception, and then he had that fumble at the goal, like literally almost at the goal line. So, yeah, he did not have a breakout passing game this game. Ugh. Yeah, it was rough. I don't know what we're gonna do about this passing attack, because we're playing opponents that we should be able to throw on, and we just can't. We just can't. So that's tough. It's it seems to be a struggle here to get the ball moving in the air, and I can't really figure out why. So let's look at his stats here. Stats against Purdue. And we're looking at 13 of 22, 145 yards, interception, no touchdowns, 7 carries, 44 rushing yards, and a fumble. So I was at the game, and on the interception play, he drops back. I think it was probably play action. Drops back. The pressure's in his face almost immediately. The O-line, too, to be fair, did not give him much time to throw. But anyway, regardless, he drops back, steps up, cuts to the right, and then cuts to the left, and looks like he's going to run. He's almost to the line of scrimmage, and then like kind of pulls back a little and tries to sidearm it to Andrew Marsh. Andrew Marsh is coming, I believe, from left to right, and is like sitting back for the catch, right? A safety or corner for Purdue comes across and snatches it in front of Marsh, and he kind of dove for it, I think, because it was really low, because Marsh was falling back to catch it like this. So I was in the stadium, I was like, just run it, you're already at the line of scrimmage, just run it. But so that was an interception. And then on the play where there was the fumble, he was almost there. He was almost at the goal line, and he's running, and I don't think he even reached out the ball or anything. I think the defender who was tackling him punched it out. But either way, he's running, and he falls and is punched out or hit out or something, because he didn't stick his arms out. He didn't just stick it out and do that. The ball definitely was knocked out. So, but he fumbled, and it went out of the end zone, and it was a touchback. So if you look at that, you look at the fact that we took a knee instead of just going and scoring that last touchdown. We ran the clock down from the 2-minute warning at the fourth quarter, and then that fumble, and I believe there was another time where we were almost in their end of the field or whatever. But just, I don't know. I mean, the team keeps finding ways to win, but the passing game was just struggling there. At least they did attempt 20 passes like I was hoping for last video. So they attempted the passes. So next key for the offense, the rushing game was the major key, the number one, but I went out of order because I felt like it, because we just had to address that. The rushing game was good. Jordan Marshall went crazy. He had his career high. 25 rushes, 185 yards, and 3 touchdowns, and today is his birthday. Happy birthday, Jordan Marshall. MVP, offense, and all-around MVP of the game, because that was astounding. And, like, that one run in on the fourth quarter when they did the I think it was like an inside zone, he bounced it to the right, and he broke through 3 tackles, and it looked like he was going down. He got in the end zone. That was insane. That might have been his best run of the day, and that wasn't even the 60-yard run he had earlier. I mean, that was just sheer willpower right there, because he wasn't getting pushed by his offensive line right there. He followed his blockers and then hit the outside and broke tackles to hit the outside. So the running game was good. Cusdall got in. He did well. So did Jasper Parker. So, hey, I mean, the run game is solid. The run game is not the issue. Has not been the issue all season. Wasn't the issue last season. Key number 3 for the offense with the using different receivers, right? They finally had some different receivers out there. I saw my guy Jamar Browder on the field, and I was yelling. I was like, let's go. I saw Goodwin made a catch. Shout out Goodwin. And it wasn't an easy catch. I think Goodwin was out there. Browder was out there. Obviously, Marsh, McCulley. McCulley got hurt. That's another thing. Injuries. Oh, my goodness. McCulley got injured. Barham was out. Cole Sullivan, Jimmy Rolder, Rod Moore, Justice Haynes. I think Klein got banged up during the game. Hansen is still nowhere to be found because he's probably still injured. I mean, our team is going through it this year. We are made of glass. And that's bad. I'm not knocking the players. We're just hurt. Just really banged up this season. Injury bug is going crazy on our roster. So, offensive keys, that was I think we hit 2 out of the 3 if you want to consider the using different receivers and establishing the running game. The passing game still needs work. I think I said something about using the tight ends. I think Zach Marshall had a couple catches, I think, and I think Deacon Tonielli had a pretty good catch and run too. And Klein, when he wasn't, I think Klein had 2 solid catches too. So, yeah, I mean, they used the tight ends a little bit. All right, defense. Creating turnovers. We had a fumble recovery. Mason Curtis got an interception on their 2-point conversion. So we had 2 turnovers forced. That was pretty good. We allowed some decent yards to Purdue. Yeah. It was not great. It was, let's see. We gave Purdue 276 yards, and I kid you not, I'm pretty sure they had 138 passing yards and 138 rushing yards. So they were like completely even as far as yards go. So 138 passing yards is not good. 138 rushing yards is good. We gave up a decent amount of rushing yards to them. And honestly, it was weird because it seemed like they were moving the ball. Honestly, I was like, I don't know. I mean, now, to be fair, because I was saying we need to see how the linebackers play, right? Boateng, Chase Taylor, and Bowles were in a lot. So the backup linebackers were all in. Hausman was in as well. Hausman played well. We also cycled through a lot of defensive ends. Lugar Edek-Paye was in. Nichols was in. Brandt was in. TJ Guy, Derek Moore. So, like, we played a lot of defensive ends yesterday, and I think it was because they figured that Purdue wasn't that good, and so they could use as many guys as they kind of wanted to, I think, was the deal there. So that was interesting. I mean, Purdue, they're not good. Their offense shows sparks here and there, flashes here and there, but they're not good. So for the game to be 21-16, people are going to be tripping out about it, but at the same time, there's some Michigan teams that would have let that somehow be a loss. We would have somehow found a way to lose in certain instances in the past. So a win is a win. A win is a win. Special teams. Samaj caught a punt return. Oh, he caught a punt within the 4 or 5 yard line and almost lost it, I think. I think Hollenbeck had I want to say he had a decent punt yesterday. I'm not sure. Our special teams is struggling. Our special teams is not good. It's not good. All right. Defensive MVP. I want to say I think it was Derek Moore because I think he had 2 sacks or sack and then a few tackles. Ernest Hausman played well also. Yeah. So I'll give it to Derek Moore and Ernest Hausman's honorable mention. Yeah. We did not get close to the score I predicted. And we didn't even get close to covering the spread. We were never going to lose the game, but we did not play well. I mean, it was tough, man. It was a tough game. Being in the stadium was fun. It was awesome. So I really wasn't frustrated or upset just being there. It was just but it wasn't, I mean, we just I mean, the defense I feel like allowing 276 yards to Purdue was kind of crazy. They weren't that good. And it shows by how they couldn't capitalize at certain instances, right? We were up 21-10 at one point, and I thought, okay, it's over with now. Like, they're not going to score or anything. But then they essentially got a garbage time touchdown, and they missed the 2-point conversion. And I think there were still 6 minutes on the clock. I'm pretty sure there were still 6 minutes on the clock after they scored that. So, technically they didn't have to go for 2, but something like that. I'm not sure. I don't know because I think they scored with 3:49 left or something like that. I'm not sure, but all I know is it was essentially a garbage time touchdown they scored at the end, and then they missed the 2-point conversion. So, Purdue was trying to hype themselves up and act like they were going to take over or something or keep but guys, come on. Come on, guys. I love that they had confidence in their team though, and they were trying to get the crowd out of it a little bit. I think it was a punt or a kickoff or something, and one of their random special teams players destroyed our kicker or long snapper or something, and he was all hype and running all awkwardly around the field. Ooh, yeah, they were hyping him up on the sidelines. Bro, you guys didn't do anything. But regardless, shouldn't have given them 16 points. That's 16 points too many. Yeah. So, grades. After that, that game, Bryce, quarterback, C minus. Running back, I'll give the running backs an A. Cusdahl was running hard. Marshall was obviously running hard. He really picked up the slack. Because I don't even think Haynes has hit 185. So, and then, but also, I don't think Haynes has ever really had 25 carries in the game yet. I don't think Haynes ever had 20 carries in the game yet. So, still, regardless, that's shout out Jordan Marshall, MVP easily of the game, easily. Jordan Marshall already has 700 rushing yards, and That's crazy. So we have the best backfield duo with a healthy Justice Haynes. No, we have the best running back duo in the country. They both have 700 plus yards. So that's that. Offensive line, they were good in the run game and just not there in the passing game. Offensive line gets a C. Receivers, C plus because Channing Goodwin got a catch. I was happy to see my guy Browder in the game though. Shout out Jamar. That was awesome. Tight ends, B minus. Defense, linebackers. I mean, for what it's worth, they were young and they did pretty well. Like they had a bunch of the younger guys in, so I'll give the linebackers. I mean, a B minus. DBs, corners. I think they did okay. Actually, I'm pretty sure the DBs did okay. T.J. Metcalf had that one pass interference. He just has to get his head around. That's the weird thing too. When T.J. Metcalf, he has great coverage, but it's always a pass interference. Like not always. That's exaggerating. But on that play where they called pass interference on T.J. Metcalf, he had great coverage, but the receiver just kind of like jumped into him and like tried to pull him to the side and catch the ball, and they just threw a pass interference flag just because. Because T.J. Metcalf was not like grabbing the receiver or pushing him even. The receiver like kind of moved like or tried to like, I don't know, he jumped into T.J. Metcalf and like tried to catch, I don't know. But if you know what play I'm talking about, the receiver kind of created the contact, kind of like drawing a foul in basketball, which obviously is what you're trying to do with pass interference. So, but, I mean, I think the defensive backs actually were not that bad, but that also could be because Purdue is just not great. Their quarterback wasn't good. So, I mean, their quarterback has got some yards in the scramble game, though. I will say there was one play, maybe the third or fourth quarter. You guys know exactly what play I'm talking about. 15, takes the snap, drops back. He is contained. The defensive ends are perfect contained, or not perfect contained, but they're contained. He's kind of walled off from the outside. He steps up, he spins around, breaks his tackle, and he takes off for like 20 yards off the left side with nobody there, and then runs out of bounds and gets the first down. It's like, that was rough. I think there was a time where, was it TJ Guy or Cam Brandt? Somebody, maybe Derek Moore, somebody hit him and had him kind of wrapped up and fell off or something like that. Then they had that number 3 come in, and he only threw a couple of screen passes and would always be acting like he was going to run, was always like going for, scrambling pretty much. And they used that to their advantage because they just did the little play action thing, or he would hesitate and then run. I mean, he's basically like Alex Orgy, just he could complete a pass. Yeah, I mean, their running game was pretty solid. I mean, for the most part, they had 138 yards, so it couldn't have been that bad. But I think they averaged like 4.2 yards a carry, which isn't great, but isn't horrendous. So I think we averaged Marshall averaged 7.4 yards a carry, which is elite. So, hey. So, DBs, B. Linebackers, I'll give them a B. D-line, there was the play where Derek Moore jumped offside, but then he came right back the very next play and got a sack. So, that was solid. Trey Williams had a couple good plays. Etta did pretty well. I mean, D-line B. Yeah, pretty much defense overall B. So, I mean, like offense C, defense B, special teams probably a D, if I'm being honest. So, Overall team grade like a C minus, something like that. We won though, so C plus because we won, but that was rough. So hey, that was a rough game. Bryce definitely had his worst game of the season there. Despite the passing yards, there were 2 turnovers. So, I mean, we still won the game though, and people would be even more up in arms if, oh my God, if we somehow lost the game, which was never going to happen. So, but still, it shouldn't have been that close in the first place. A 5-point win against Purdue, come on. But yeah, so a lot to work on moving forward. Thank goodness we have a bye week this week because we are hurt, we are injured, we are in bad shape right now as far as health goes. So we need to go ahead and rest up, hit the treatment, get those health bars back up, get the health bars up, because right now our health is low battery. All right, that's it for this week. Tell your mama, your cousin, your bro to like, share, and subscribe to the Dave and Blue Show. We lit. Yeah, go Blue.